Hey, what's up everyone? One video. Today we're going to be talking about Ira. So I have updated my deck list already. I've been playing Ira quite a bit and I'm quite happy with how the deck is turning out and how it's shaping up in general. I changed some things, like right now I went back to a full rainbow flick build because thanks to Bonds of Ancestry and Descendant Gustwave we can now build more towards like a combo centric deck instead of the regular like value Ira list that I've been running in the past, which does mean that take the tempo and such is no longer part of the list. I also had to cut a couple of other things. I can't really remember what. Like, that's the thing when you update your deck, like little by little stuff starts vanishing from the deck and gets replaced with other stuff, but for the most part I updated all the blues. So when it comes to equipment itself, I haven't really seen any equipment in this set that I would want to run. I did practice a little bit using the Flick Knives legendary, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, losing a Kodachi is just a very feel bad in the Blitz format in general, and there's not really enough space in the sideboard to be running additional daggers with something like a Concealed Blade setup. So I think as it stands right now, this is a very decent build as is. We have a lot of defense reactions. I run the 2 Sink Belows. I have the Sigil of Solaces in here. They are really great when you go second, or even if you go first, so you can play them on your first turn to kind of spike your life total a little bit. But the main gimmick that has changed since previous Ira iterations is that now with the Descendant Gustwave combo line into Bonds of Ancestry, we can very easily fetch a big finisher combo piece straight from the deck. So the big finisher combo pieces in this deck are the Philosopher's Red, which is a 4 attack, which is already really good by itself. We have the Pounding Gills, which is a 5 attack. You could technically run a extra copy of Philosophers instead if you want more consistency, but I like having the 2 Pounding Gills, so I don't really rely on the combo itself to go off. And because we have an upgraded leg tap now, the Spinning Wheel Kick, you can get into some very interesting situations where you, for example, play a Descendant Gustwave, you pitch a blue, you follow that up with a Bonds of Ancestry. You can then use Bonds of Ancestry to banish one of your Spinning Wheel Kicks in the graveyard to fetch another one straight from the deck. You play this one for forward go against, and then if you have a Cyclone Roundhouse, you can finish that off, potentially get rid of your opponent's equipment, which is usually thrown in front of a big chain like that, and just win the game going forward from there. We also have the Whelming Gustwaves in here. I'm running Whelming Gustwaves actually as a combo piece for the Bonds of Ancestry, because what you can do is you pitch a blue, you Kodachi, you play your Whelming Gustwave, then if you have something like a Razor Reflex ready, you can use that onto the Whelming Gustwave, or you can just use your Snapdragon Scalers in a turn like that. Then the Bonds of Ancestry has its cost reduced, which becomes a forward go again, and then this one lets you fetch one of your combo pieces, either the Philosophers or the Pounding Gale if you have a Tunic resource ready. So you can do a lot of very flexible stuff. I did try to find a bit of space to run some Scarf for Scars as well, but I don't really know what to cut. Like right now, what I do feel from playtesting, because I'm running the whole rainbow of Flicks, I might actually need to consider to take either the Sink Belows or the Sigil of Solaces out of the deck, because sometimes you do end up with those very bricky hands that you just have way too much defense reactions in your hand, which can feel a bit awkward. So I might actually end up trimming the defense reactions and the sigils down a bit, just to make room for a couple more like aggro cards in here. Maybe it's even worth cutting the 2 yellow Flicks instead, but I just feel we have so many nice combo cards in here now that I want to I really want to get the full value out of this, because this becomes like a 5 defense by itself, which is already a lot more than a Sink Below, because the Spinning Wheel Kicks have combo, this has combo, these 2 have combo now. We just have so many combo cards in here that I feel the Flicks can really help you in those matchups that want to have more than 1 attack. Still a bit awkward into the Guardian matchup, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. If there's anything I would like to change in here, I have been considering, and this is a tech that I've been looking into if I can fit that in. Like, I have considered to play the searching for scrap, looking for scrap, this card right here. I wish can I somehow get that one bigger? Let's just add it into the deck a second so I can zoom in. So this one right there, it says as an additional cost you can banish a card with 1 power less from your graveyard. If you do, you gain +1 and go again. So it's kind of like a Torrent of Tempo, except it has go again naturally. So what I was thinking is, like, I could technically to reduce the number of Winds of Eternity, get rid of the Find Centers as well, and put like a couple more blues in here that have a 1 attack value tied into it. Since we usually do block with the blues anyways, then this one can very consistently get 5 and go again in a deck like this. For now I haven't really included it because this has a 2 defense block value tied into it, and I think 2 defense is a little bit risky, especially now that we have things like Assassin in the format, which does make things a little bit more awkward. Talking about Assassin, by the way, one of the cool things about the flick flags going into Assassin is usually they have this play pattern where they first do their double and dagger attack. So let's say if they're coming in with dagger attacks that reduce the defense of your attack action cards, you can very easily play something like a yellow flick flag or a red flick flag on the first attack, and then when they come in with a red attack after that, you can simply block it with a combo card that has a 3 defense value tied into it. Because this will become a 5 value, then that's of course reduced by 1 from one of the dagger attacks usually, and then you are still blocking 4, so you can very easily block stuff out, like leave no witness and stuff like that. So that's one of the things to keep in mind, but you do need to be careful with the daggers. Like, really look at it and keep in the back of your mind, if you let that dagger go through, is it going to screw you over with your other blocks, because they have some very nasty on-hit effects now, especially with those blood rot tokens and stuff like that, and you really want to avoid getting caught off guard with that. Other than that, this is probably the list that I'm going to be trying. Is there anything else that I've experimented with? I also experimented with give and take. Let's grab that one quickly. Like this one, it's very nice if you do it as your second attack, because first of all, it has a 3 block tied into it. It has go again, so it's a 3 go again that only costs 1, and if the opponent does decide to block it, you can very easily fetch something from your graveyard and put it on the top of your deck. So what you can do with something like this is you attack in with it. Your opponent's probably gonna block it anyways, as if it's your second attack, because they want to avoid a muzzle momentum trigger, and then you can very easily fetch yourself something like the Command and Conquer and put that one on top of the deck, which is a little bit spicy. In practice though, I've noticed that opponents just don't block this one, which kind of made it like a very bad leg tap, because it's just a 3 attack would go again. So there is something there. It could maybe work out, and if you want to test it out, I would definitely recommend it to give this a whirl in your own Ira deck. It is still a 3 block, which is also very important. So are there any other ways to build this deck? Well, you could move away from the Bonds of Ancestry package, because this one is a bit combo centric, and if you don't like that kind of RNG, you can cut these things out and maybe run something like Exude Confidence in here. You could put the single copy of Nourishing Emptiness back in the deck that I used to run in decks like this. And then what else could you change? I guess that would be pretty much it. Like, you could put a couple of aggro cards in here, and then yeah, that would be pretty much it, I would suppose. Anyways, I think that's all that I have to share with you today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and to subscribe to the channel. I have a bunch of guides available over on my website for Patreon, so if you are able to join my Patreon, you will have a bunch of benefit from that, and you have live updates whenever I update the deck and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. It would be a huge help if you could join. Like, running this channel is rather expensive. Like, you're running this full time, it's about about a €800 a month commitment, and right now I'm only earning around 400, so I want to stop losing money every month. Let's just keep it at that. But yeah, that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a lot of fun with Ira. This is still probably by far my favorite deck because I just have so much nostalgia tied into it, and I'm sure that many of you have a very similar feeling. Anyways, thank you all and see you all soon.